background I set. Now, because you have correct vehicle, the middle one, because by January 1st, by God's grace, we will get to Tesla mode. Because we use executive orders, and we use all those things to do. And that is why you see improvement. I told you about the fact inflow, the trade deficit and everything. And that is where you see it. Compare month in by month. This is what you have. And then as we are going, you will see that the future is very bright to us. Now, this is, the one I show you is federal government collection. Now, I'm now showing you what is the total federation. This include what happened to us. If I just do a snapshot of a month, because this is not total to total, I just pick a month, which is comparable month. In May 2023, which is the first month that we have, how much did we collect from NNPC that month? You will see it's nil, negative. Even as at then, we were owing NNPC subsidy payments and many other payments they said they've done on our behalf. And that is what you see when I say negative outflow. It's just that I don't want to put how much, as at that time, we are owing NNPC, including traders that are bringing in products that we are being subsidized. And that is why we cannot thank Mr. President enough for that courage to actually put us on a sustainable path that can actually lead to development. If you look at LUPRC, which is royalty collection, you will see that it's 125 billion. In September, it is 745 billion. The increase is roughly 500. And that is oil production increase that I mentioned when I was giving you. I'm putting figure. And why this one is important, most especially for us here, is to understand. I will not say people should not do politics or being political, but for you, that you have it as a duty to actually educate people to know that we are here just to a little bit more than 2 years, and the decision that we've taken rightly, this is the result. If you look at oil, which is tax, you see the increase. But when you look at the total accretion to federation as at May 2023 is 711 billion. That is what we meant. As of September, which is last month, you see the total accretion is 3.6 trillion. That is increase of 411%, which is just as a result of the economic reform decision that Mr. President has taken. And then when you look at this, you will say, oh, how, what happens? And that is what you hear. Whether you are in state government and everything, go check. I was Commissioner of Finance before. They used to come to Abuja to say bailout for them to be able to pay salary, not infrastructure. I don't know, you are the one writing paper and everything. How many of these state governors have you heard that they even come for bailout, even loan? Because if you look at this one, there is no state government, including federal government, that are not collecting more than double of what we've had. Now, if I put it in just in graphs, you will see. And then, why is this a good? Why is it good news for us? Like I explained to you, that the only thing that tests the resilience or sustainability of any nation is the extent of your diversification. How much can you actually generate from what you do that are within your control? If you see the bar, you will see non-oil. In May, if you check, we have 150 billion from non-oil in May 2023. From non-oil in September 2025, we have 1 trillion. 1 trillion. And that is the effect of people believing and trusting in your system. People believing and trusting that your economy plan is in the right direction. And that is what you see in what we have here. And that you see the report that just came out from the Bureau of Statistics about the growth in GDP. this is where it is being measured. And these are the figures that I will not lie. And you see, for the first time in the history, the sharing last month for all the states stood at 2.2 trillion. And to put it in perspective, the total revenue that we had when we came, if you look at it, is 700. That is the beginning. Now, you can see the movement, which is the result of what we're doing. Now, so how are we doing it? That is what I've just explained. What we've done using executive order just to put us into that car after the B2. And then with your help, we've now put ourselves in Tesla mode. By God's grace, effective January 1, we will be in Tesla mode. And that is what you see. That by that time, we'll have harmonized all the taxes, reduction in corporate tax rates, budget and spending reforms. Mr. President just finished meeting now with National Assembly to make sure that now that the fundamental is set, how do we have or continue to have the budget that works for all Nigeria? So what should we expect? Like I said, for businesses, you see them there, for household and for government. Most importantly, if you look at number 3, for government, we will have fiscal sustainability, which is what actually tests the strength of any viable nation. Thank you very much. I will now open for questions or any specific thing.
Two from this side. Ata, I will not take you. I will not take you because you sermonize a lot. Ice. I will take Silver Bird and Nation. Start with Bloomberg.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, sir. Hello. My question is regarding the ways and means that said has been paid down. I wanted to know how much was paid down and how much is owed now. And if you could also explain the jump between 2023 and now. There's a lot of jump. What is responsible for the jump? Thanks.
Pass it on. Give it to Arise, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, guests. My name is Adedeji. I report for Arise News. You told us a lot and you broke down the figures. But let me also ask you a question that Nigerians have been asking since Mr. President made that statement that he has met his revenue for 2025 and he met it early in August. Nigerians are asking, on the one hand, if the administration through President Tinubu is saying we have met our target without borrowing, then why is the finance minister and other finance-related authorities speaking about loans and borrowings and going to the National Assembly? They don't seem to correlate. Perhaps you can explain that to Nigerians who don't understand how you have met your revenue, but you're still borrowing. Thank you.
Well, after that one, let me do more.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Bolaji Ogundele, and I write for the Nation newspaper.
Speak up.
Yeah, my name is Bolaji Ogundele, and I write for the Nation newspaper. The tax reform laws that were recently passed, I had an idea that, okay, they will start effective from January. But I learned again that maybe 2 of them have already started being implemented. I want clarity on that. Then number 2, FIRS to NRS, when is that name change taking effect? Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. No, don't rush them. Let's answer as much as possible, because this is the best way for us to reach public. So we don't need to rush them. I will start from my sister, ways and means. What we said is that we have stopped ways and means. If you remember, one of the decisions of Mr. President is to collateralize ways and means. So we'll stop printing, and then the whole loan is taken as federal government loan. And you know, we are paying principal, we are paying interest. So the loan, and that is why you have the stability in the system. That is why you don't have the pressure on exchange rate, because all pillars of the real economic indices are firmly grounded. So it's not about how much, it is about the fact that it is well recognized in federal government book and as part of the loan that has interest and that we are paying back. And that is what I mean by we stopped it. Not only that we stopped it, we are servicing the loan. And when you say you service the loan, what it means that you pay capital, you pay interest, depending on the approved tenor of that interest. That is what it means. My sister from Arise, thank you for your good question. And it is the right time to check. Because without want to throw any jibe, what is the component of a budget of a country? So you have your expenditure, you have your revenue, and you have loan in all budgets. So if my expenditure for this year is 100,000, and my plan is that 80 will be from my revenue and I will borrow 20. And I've done revenue of 90 and I'm borrowing according to what I have in my budget of borrowing 10. So what is the problem in that? And another thing that people should understand, borrowing is not a problem. Don't forget that banks are part of our economic ecosystem. There is no country or an individual in the world that survives. Don't forget that government borrows from banks. It's from that interest they pay their salary. It is from the salary that bank pays that they pay taxes to state government. It is from this profit difference between deposit that give them profit that I collect tax. So when you say you go for lending, what anybody anywhere is that you go for sustainable, and that is why you see what Mr. President or Minister of Finance. Have you ever had Minister of Finance say that he's borrowing to pay salary or to do anything? And why do you do it? I'll give you a typical example. Look at this structure that we are in. Imagine that it has not been built the year it was built. How much will it cost today? So you borrow in order to beat their cost in the future. That's one. Secondly, you borrow because of what we call matching concept in business, most especially when you have continuity. Anything that I will use that will go beyond my lifetime, why do I need to use my own time to do it? So when you borrow to do road and you collect taxes in the future for everybody that is using that road to pay their own fair share. So when you see we borrow, it is part of economic plan. And you, any company or any country that will grow has to borrow, because it is part of the ecosystem of a viable nation. So when those people that are just container economics, they say they borrow, they do things, I look at them. And you will see that as much as you invite me, because sometimes you look at those people that want to engage you, and these, do they really ask the right question, or do they even understand, or they are also downloading what people are downloading on WhatsApp, and and they are asking questions. So when Mr. President said we met or we are doing well in revenue, and say, hey, why are they borrowing? Is borrowing not part of the budget we submitted to National Assembly? Is it not what is approved? Are we borrowing outside what is approved? But you know, most of them, they find it difficult to just check what goes on, and thank God our people are here to do that. Now, the last question before we go to the next set is the commencement on the law. If you look at it, we have 4 tax acts. One is Tax Act, which is law. The other one is Tax Administration, which what shows how do you administer. The other one is Nigeria Revenue Service, and the other one is Joint Tax Board. Now, if you are as an accountant, CIT, Company Income Tax, is on preceding year basis. What does that mean? It is the profit you make this year that will tax next year. Now, federal government time, our year starts from January to December. So if you are changing law that has to do with historical, for you to make it work, because Mr. President is a planner, is a strategist, he understands this because it's what he has done before, is that it is better you start execution or commencement of tax acts in January, because that is your year. But the other administrative one become effect from the day Mr. President signs, because normally we could have done that differently in another way. That could have been done. So the other tax, apart from tax acts and tax administration, take effective 1st of January. But the other one, because it's just changing law that has nothing to do with time, that one thing. And then when you talk about the when the name will be changed and everything, honestly, effective from the day Mr. President has signed, will become Nigeria Revenue Service. So you understand, from the day that so as it stands today, we are Nigeria Revenue Service because it has been put into effect. And if you look at our internal workings, you will see that that is what we've done. So we will take other questions the last round.
Yes, before I call the next person will be from Silverbird. I have the question online.
Okay.
One Chooks OD is asking, Chooks okay, he said, are you going to produce a template to help taxpayers